Sekhmet, I beseech you, help me save Heliopolis.
You are Nefermat, aren't you? She who's called Tifet. I have a message for you. It's from Heliopolis. Do you know a man named Jehuti, the chief doctor?
Former chief doctor of Heliopolis. He's my adoptive father. Give it to me quickly. Chief physician Jehuti asks for news of his eldest daughter, Tifet, under the protection of Sekhmet, and he says this: I have become old and weak. The Ukedu germs have invaded my belly. Come to Heliopolis immediately. May every day see you under Ray's protection. I am happy if all goes well with you. I know him well. He must be very sick to send a message like this. I'd better leave right away. When I examine a sick person, I refer to the Book of Remedies, which opens directly to the page containing the symptoms from which the person suffers. The treatment is always noted. My name is Nefermat, but I am called Tifet. I didn't know my parents. Jehuti, an elderly Heliopolis physician, raised me. He's developed in me the calling to care for people, and he encouraged me to enter the temple of Sekhmet in the city of Bubastis. The doctors of this temple are among the best in the kingdom. It's a long journey to Heliopolis, and I can't help myself from worrying about Jehuti. I only hope I get there in time.
Welcome to Heliopolis, Tifet. You left the city a long time ago, but your house is still in the same spot. Go up the harbor street and take a right. You'll have no problem recognizing it.
You are Edie, our neighbor? I hardly recognized you.
Of course, I've changed. The city has changed too. Here, take this. A passing artist drew it. It could prove useful.
Jehuti, I'm so happy to see you.
My daughter, my dear daughter. I can't believe my eyes. You've come to me.
A person who does not heed the call of an adoptive father would hardly be an honorable child. Your message worried me. What is ailing you?
I am sick, and there is no cure for this disease. I wanted to see you one last time, for I shall soon pass on.
You were thinking of dying? What about the grief of those who love you? Did you think of that as well? You've got better things to do than die, haven't you? Will you let me examine you?
I am a doctor too, you know. I know of no illness like the one I am afflicted with. Do you think you're a better diagnostician than I?
Better, certainly not. But I've learned different things than you have. We learn much that is new at Bubastis. Let me examine you.
Go on, my daughter. Do as you will, if you think you're a better doctor than I am.
I'm not a better doctor, but I love you. I'm going to see what's wrong with you. So, you have a temperature and a bellyache. But I can't find a remedy.
What you don't know is that I also have visions unrelated to the fever. I don't know of any disease characterized by these 3 symptoms.
Doctors know that we can't just cure a disease that is unknown. Listen to me carefully. I'm going to the temple to search the archives. Your disease is unknown now, but that doesn't mean that it's never been known. I'm sure I'll find a papyrus mentioning it in the temple's library.
And yet, we never forget anything. That's why we're always writing.
Yes, but we can forget what we once wrote. I'm going to do my research.
You are stubborn. You've always been that way.
I'm going to the temple to search in the archives. I'm sure I'll find a papyrus mentioning your disease, and you'll get better.
You'll find the medical papyruses in the alcoves to your left when you enter the library. At least, you'll find them if Sekhmet so desires.
Hey there, young beauty. You know where I can find the person in charge of the warehouses?
I've just arrived from Bubastis. You should ask someone else. I hardly know anyone anymore in Heliopolis.
Oh, well. No matter. Thanks. See you around.
You may not enter here. The situation is a bit tense right now. Some wheat has been stolen. Entry to this part of the temple is reserved to priests.
I am looking for the temple library.
This is indeed the way, but you may not enter. The great seer, the one who is in charge of the temple, has given the order that only priests may enter.
I am a priestess of Sekhmet. I am entitled to enter.
A priestess of Sekhmet, eh? Prove it, and you may enter. Match the gods to their symbols. I shall thus know if you speak the truth. Very good. You spoke the truth. Only a priestess could know our gods so well. In the name of Mary Ray, the great seer who is at the head of the Temple of Ray, you may enter the library of the House of Life.
I have research to do in the library.
The great seer told me your mission is to let no one into the library without writing his name down. The great seer wants to keep track of those who access the knowledge contained within the temple.
You fulfill your mission nobly. Write down my name. I am Nefermat, called Tifet.
But I have nothing to write with.
What? You're a scribe who does not write?
It's that Mena. He took my equipment. It's not my fault.
Listen, it doesn't matter. I've really got to get into the library. If you can't let me enter without writing down my name, I'll go find what you need to do it.
You'll find Mena in the courtyard of the School for Scribes. It's the door on your left. Tell him I sent you. My name is Iru.
I am looking for equipment that will allow Iru the scribe to write.
I suppose he told you that I had taken his writing material. In fact, he left it in the room at the back. You can go get it.
Here is your quill. May I come in now?
It's just that I don't have any ink either. I can't write anything without ink. Go find some for me. I'm not allowed to leave here.
For snake bites by Sakhefs or Madis, drink a concoction of garlic, peas, fermented mucilage, then regurgitate. To make a bald person's hair grow back, make an ointment with lion fat, hippopotamus fat, crocodile fat, snake fat, and oryx fat. Apply to the bald person's scalp. Now that's something. I am the abomination sprung from Geb, Meskenet arisen in Heliopolis. Men, gods, spirits, departed ones, stay far from me. I am the abomination. I knew this protective formula. Sekhmet appeared in front of me. I saw families in mourning and starving orphans. The Ukedu germs will find their way into the bellies of the people. Those who eat will have no succor but death. This is the punishment for a man's laziness. The city will disappear. The person who awakens after a dream knows the path. This has been found, written by the clever hand of the scribe Isisnofret. Here is the tablet. I must show it to Jehuti. The prophecy of the papyrus is disturbing.
Can you help me?
What's the matter?
I'm sick, and so is Ramazay, my husband. He's just over there. But he doesn't want anyone to come near him.
It's true, you do look sick. Let me examine you. Oh, you've got a bellyache and a headache, as well as a temperature. Am I forgetting anything?
Yes. I dream. Even when I'm not asleep. Ramazay, too. We see horrible things. It started not too long ago. Just after the temple paid my husband, Ramazay, his wages.
How was your husband paid?
Why, with wheat, of course. Like everybody.
Wheat. The wheat of the temple. Listen, I know someone else who has the same symptoms as you do, and I'm tracking down the identity of the disease. I promise I'll keep you up to date. And you, little boy, does it hurt you someplace?
I'm not little, and my name is Ipuki. It's just my eyes that hurt.
I see. It's not too serious. I've got an ointment for you. Apply this to your eyes tonight and think very hard of Sekhmet. Tomorrow your eyes will be better. Look at this odd papyrus. There's a tablet with it. It looks like a prophecy. It speaks of a disease that resembles yours. This prophecy is a warning, Jehuti.
Prophecies ought to be taken seriously.
All the more so since I met someone else who seems affected by the same disease. I think it comes from wheat.
Yes, I also ate wheat from the temple. But in that case, it means the wheat from the Temple of Re is poisoned. We've got to warn the Great Seer immediately.
I'll take care of it.
Heliopolis is in danger. Give me the tablet and the papyrus. I'll examine them while you go to warn the Great Seer.
You again. What do you want?
I have to see Mary Ray, the Great Seer.
He's busy, very busy.
I'm sorry, but I must insist. There's tremendous danger. I must talk about it with the Great Seer.
What? Danger? That sounds important. But I can't just let you go by like that. Listen, do you know someone in the city who can give you a recommendation?
Of course, there's Jehuti, but...
Jehuti, the former chief physician? Ask him for a reference letter, and the Great Seer will certainly agree to meet with you.
Not now.
The Great Seer wants a letter of recommendation from me? I'm not sure that will do any good.
Why not?
Oh, an old story. An old dental story between us. Might as well try anyway. Bring me something to write with and I'll do it. Thank you, but I still need a blank papyrus. Thank you. Can you lend me a little ink? My quill is dry. So, Chief Physician Jehuti asks for news of the Great Seer Mary-Ray, hoping to find him in life, in good health, and prosperous. And he says, I send you Nefermat called Tifet, because she knows something important. Please listen to what she has to say. May you bathe in the favor of Ray each day. It is a good thing if you are in fine form. That ought to do the trick. Give this to Mary-Ray.
You have a letter of recommendation? Good, good. Go see the Great Seer. He is in the courtyard of the warehouses, straight ahead.
What do you want? I asked not to be disturbed.
Are you Mary-Ray, the Great Seer? I have a letter for you.
A letter? Let's see it. Ah, you know Jehuti. My teeth remember him very well. What do you want?
Jehuti is very sick, and in trying to figure out the cause of his disease, I've met other people who seem to have the same thing. An ancient papyrus seems to point to wheat as the cause of the disease. Great Seer, your wheat might be harmful.
My wheat? The wheat of the Temple of Re? Who do you think you are, impugning the temple like that?
I am not impugning the temple, nor its high priest, but it should be looked into. Many people work for the temple and are paid by it in wheat. You can't just put them in danger for a question of pride.
Your words are not unwise. The solution would be to close down the granaries, but I can't do that so long as I don't have proof of what you maintain. I'll tell you what. Carry out a discreet investigation. Examine the conditions of the wheat in the silo and find the report of the scribe in charge of supervising the harvest. I think his name is Hetep. You'll find his report in the library, I think. I'm going to look into the story of a wheat theft.
But how can I conduct an investigation within the temple? You've blocked all access.
Yes. Take this. Those who might prevent you from going about freely will let you pass if you show them this jewel.
A board. It might come in handy. A rope. A rope is always useful. I'd better keep it. I'm looking for the granary inspector. Do you know where he is?
No, I don't know where he is. And now that you mention it, it's been several days since I've seen him around here.
Do you know where I might find him?
His house is just across from the Harbor Road. You can't miss it. It's the last house on a dead end.
And do you know Hetep? I think his name is Hetep.
That's the name, but I don't really know him. You'll easily recognize him, though. He's been through a trepanation. He's the only person to have survived the operation in the last few years.
Do you know of any problem with the wheat here?
No. Maybe there are a few more dead rodents than usual. But if you want to check, examine a silo.
A stalk left in the midst of the grain. That's not normal. This is a scribe's seal. It must belong to Hetep. What happened? A mirror. A woman always needs a mirror. We'd better take it.
You cannot see the Great Seer just now. The Great Seer gave this to you? Then you must be on an official mission. You'll find the Great Seer at the Scribe School, near the library.
Perhaps you can help me. The Great Seer asked me to look for the Granary Inspector's report. Do you know where it is?
Hetep's last report? It must be in the alcove containing the things on the harvest. One of those over there, on your right.
I would say that this stalk is like the harvest. It's inedible unless you want to die. In addition, both Hetep and his report have disappeared. I've fulfilled my mission. This is the proof that the city is in danger and that the temple's harvest is the cause. What do you intend to do now?
This is serious. Enough talk. Close the granaries. Send messengers to every house to warn the people not to eat the wheat. Come back. We mustn't panic the population.
You are not going to warn people? But they're in mortal peril.
I realize that. But you don't know everything, young woman. The gods and men have a complicated relationship. Secular matters are particularly complex, and this is my sphere of activity. As for you, continue your mission to its logical conclusion. Find a cure for this disease. This danger does indeed hover over us, and it's our task alone to ward it off. I shall take care of the rest in my own manner. Find a cure and save those who are sick.
With Sekhmet's help, I shall do so. But why me? You already have some very clever physicians.
None of them is Jehuti's daughter. He's a crazy old man, but he sent you to me. I believe that is a sign from the gods.
Jehuti has taken a turn for the worse. He asked me to get you to come immediately.
Ipuki seemed panic-stricken. What's wrong, Jehuti?
I don't feel at all well, Tifet. You must find the cure, or else...
Don't talk that way, Jehuti. You've got to hold on. We'll find the cure.
That's just it. I haven't managed to decipher this tablet, and I'm exhausted. You'll have to go on by yourself.
By myself? How? How could I decipher this tablet?
Go to the temple and ask for the help of a scribe.
It's like a parade. Everyone seems to have come to make offerings to Sekhmet.
I have a clay tablet with me, whose inscription I can't seem to decipher. Can you help?
At last, something mysterious. Let's see your tablet. This tablet is illegible. Wait. I think that maybe... Yes, it's written backwards. Find a way to read it in the right direction.
Look! The tablet was inscribed backwards, but on this papyrus it becomes legible.
Yes. A mallet, the beams sent by Ray, a stalk of papyrus. Remember everything that was written on the papyrus accompanying the tablet. The person who awakens after a dream will know the path.
Yes, the night before I got your message, I did dream.
The stalk of papyrus. Of course, it's Sekhmet. You must go investigate Sekhmet's chapel.
Sekhmet, I beseech you, help me save Heliopolis. There's a hollow spot in the floor. Seems like it might be a good place to hide an object. This stone seems to be moving. According to the tablet, I need a mallet. I'm looking for a mallet. Do you have one?
Yes, of course, but it's mine.
Would you please lend it to me?
No, it's my mallet.
Listen, I really need it. It's very important.
I don't care. This is my mallet.
Listen closely, Iru. I did what you asked me to do, remember? When I came back with your ink, you were no longer there. What I've got to do with that mallet is far beyond the understanding of a witless scribe. Just hand over your mallet with no further discussion. Understand?
Here, take it. Just don't hurt me.
Hey, this seems to be a papyrus. So here is the recipe for the remedy. If I manage to put it together, I'll save the inhabitants of Heliopolis. No need to waste time repairing the wall now. I've got to go and see the merchants. Hello. I'm looking for some olive oil.
Yes, I have olive oil. It comes from Byblos. I'll exchange it with you for 10 debens of copper. It's expensive, but it's excellent quality oil.
I don't have any.
Then I'm afraid I can't help you.
There's something else. I'm looking for some willow leaves.
I have willow leaves. I'll trade them to you for dates or beer.
I have neither of them.
Then I'm afraid I can't help you.
Hello. I'm looking for copper.
Oh, yes, I have some. What will you give me in exchange?
Are you interested in trading for this jewel?
This jewel? Well, that is... I'd feel like I was robbing you. Listen, I'll give you these dates, some linseed oil, lentils, and 10 debens of copper, and you give me the jewel, all right?
All right.
Thank you.
Hello. I'm looking for some willow leaves.
I have willow leaves. I'll trade them to you for dates or beer. It's a deal. It's a deal. There are not as many customers as usual. Huh, that's strange.
Hello. I'm looking for beer.
You want some beer? To take out, I gather. All right, but give me honey in exchange. Or some willow leaves.
Hello. I'm looking for some mandragora root.
Mandragora? Yes, I've got mandragora roots. They're yours if you give me some linseed oil, or dates, whichever you prefer. All right. That's a good trade.
There's something else. I'm looking for garlic.
And it's your lucky day. I've got some. I'll give it to you in exchange for lentils. All right. That's a good trade.
There's something else. I'm looking for the leaves of what is known as the fan tree.
The fan tree, the fan tree. I seem to recall a merchant who had bought some from another merchant who had himself gotten it from a merchant from some country in the far, far east. Out there they call it the bruco or the genko, something like that.
And do you have some?
It's a very, very rare substance. But should there be any at all in our city, I know the man you've got to see. It's just that...
It's just that what?
Listen, I've heard that you're a priestess of Sekhmet, and I've got a terrific bellyache.
And diarrhea?
Yes. Give me something to relieve this terrible pain, and I'll tell you where you can find the leaves you want.
Ah, yes, I see what it is. I'll go to the temple storehouses and put together something that will soothe you. But when I get back, don't forget those leaves.
Of course. I'll be in the dead end next to Kuwait's stall. I don't want people to know I'm sick. It wouldn't be good for business.
Hello. I'm looking for honey.
Well, you see, I only have this pot of honey, and I was keeping it for tonight.
Iru, I need your honey. Ask for something in exchange. I'm not a thief.
If you had some gold, that would certainly suit me. Thanks. You see, the honey is in the closet over there.
I can use this cauldron to prepare remedies. All I have to do is throw all the ingredients in, and the remedy is ready. Here, you let it sit overnight in the fresh air, and then you take some for 4 days in a row. Now, give me the fan tree leaves.
You see, I don't actually have any. You must see the Nubian. If there's anyone in this town who's got a stock of rare or illegal items, he's the one. You can find him at the House of Beer.
Thank you. Here's your beer.
I'm looking for someone called the Nubian.
I think you found him, honey.
I was told that you could supply me with leaves from what people call the fan tree.
Don't always believe what you're told. That stuff comes from a very far-off land. Have a beer with me.
But I don't want to drink.
There's no buts about it.
To tell you the truth, I'm working for the temple. I just have to find those leaves.
If you work for the temple, then you must know where to find them.
You don't understand. It's a question of life or death. Heliopolis is threatened by a fatal disease. I know the cure, but I've got to have those leaves.
You're the one who doesn't understand. You shouldn't believe everything people tell you. I'm an honest smuggler. The governor's the only person who can authorize trade in merchandise as rare as what you want. You have to ask him for the proper permit. Return with that, and I'll see what I can do.
I've got to see the governor.
It can't be done. The governor told me, Pyrie, this party is important for me. I don't want to be disturbed. So you'll have to come back another day.
The survival of Heliopolis depends on it.
Hold on there. Those are things I know nothing about. On the other hand, the governor's orders I understood perfectly.
But I am here by order of the Great Seer of the Temple of Re. I'm on an official mission to the governor. If the governor finds out you refuse to let me pass, it's not his palace you'll be guarding, but some deserted mine in the farthest reaches of the most desolate desert.
Oh, I don't understand anything about your stories. Pass and figure out for yourself how to find the governor.
I must see the governor right away.
And I must go hunting right away. But since I have to guard this door, I'm not going just yet. You can't always do what you want, can you?
You're a warrior, aren't you?
Yes, that's my job.
You look like a fine soldier to me. You must have had adventures in so many countries.
Yes, and many doors to guard.
My whole life I've dreamed of meeting a warrior. My father told me stories with soldiers who were pitiless and fierce. I always imagined you perched proudly on your chariots, with lances firmly grasped in your fists, cutting bloody swaths through the enemy hordes?
In fact, I never drove a chariot, but I know some battle stories. I could tell them to you if you came to my place tonight. What do you say?
Listen, my husband is in there. Let me through. I could tell him that I wasn't going to see him tonight, and I'd come and listen to your stories.
I'll let you pass on one condition. You give me your word you'll come tonight.
My word is equal to the reputation of our country's soldiers. Untarnished. I never lie. I'll come to you tonight if you let me pass.
All right. This is a private party. You can't come in.
I have to see the governor. It's very important.
You can get an appointment tomorrow. Right now, I have to find the musician, the one who plays the drum. You haven't seen her, have you?
No, but I...
She'd better show up. She must be sleeping it off somewhere.
The musician. She's the one they're waiting for, so the party can begin. I swear, the things one has to do to save one's hometown.
Where were you? Who are you? Oh, well, we haven't got time for that. Hurry, take your instrument, go into the ballroom, and let's play for the governor.
Where is he?
None of your business. Just go in and play. No, start over, and respect the rhythm this time. I have no desire to wind up leading a band in some lost desert fortress. No, start over, and respect the rhythm this time. I have no desire to wind up leading a band in some lost desert fortress. No, start over, and respect the rhythm this time. I have no desire to wind up leading a band in some lost desert fortress. No, start over, and respect the rhythm this time. I have no desire to wind up leading a band in some lost desert fortress. No, start over, and respect the rhythm this time. I have no desire to wind up leading a band in some lost desert fortress. No, start over, and respect the rhythm this time. I have no desire to wind up leading a band in some lost desert fortress. No, start over, and respect the rhythm this time. I have no desire to wind up leading a band in some lost... I don't precisely know what music school you attended, young lady, but you've done very well. You may take a break and go have a drink.
Are you the governor of Heliopolis?
I do indeed hold that honor. My name is Noct.
I am Tifet. I need fan tree leaves, and I need your authorization to get them.
The fan tree? I don't know that one. These leaves, just why do you need them?
Heliopolis is in danger, Governor. In mortal danger. It's because of the wheat.
The wheat? Listen, wait for me in the room down that corridor over there. I'll just mix a bit with my guests, and then I'll come see you. We've got to talk.
You can't go in there.
The governor himself told me to wait for him here. Let me through. This is Hetep's report, and it says that the harvest has gone bad. What is it doing here?
That report belongs to me.
This is the granary inspector's report. The Temple of Ray's wheat has gone bad. Whoever eats it is in danger.
Oh, yes, the wheat.
That wheat is poisoning the whole city. I know what has to be done, but I need the leaves I spoke to you about. The Nubian told me I needed your permission to be able to buy them from him.
A Nubian? Your story is much too complicated, Tifet. We're having a party tonight. Come enjoy yourself with us. We'll discuss all this in the morning.
What kind of governor are you, Governor? Heliopolis is in danger, and this report warned you about it. Men and women are about to die, and you want me to party with you? You know what's happening, and yet you do nothing. Why?
Appearances can be deceiving, young woman. You're a priestess of Sekhmet, aren't you? You must know, then, that things aren't always what they seem. For that matter, you can't know everything. Theban, bring us something to drink.
I don't have time for a drink. Why does everyone want to make me drink?
Do you think that anyone here asked you if you wanted something? You are going to drink. Poison? You poisoned her!
She's only been put to sleep. I respect your scruples, Governor. Hetep wasn't poisoned either.
I hardly see what difference it makes, given his current condition, Theban.
Don't blame me for it all, Governor. It's your negligence alone that created this situation. Things would have been different if you had read this report in time. But you prefer wine and women. That's why you're dependent on my wealth.
I'm in your power, Theban. But if what the young woman says is true, then the fate of the city is entirely in your hands. I implore you, save Heliopolis.
You're in no position to ask anything of me. Get rid of the girl and come back to me. We've more work to do. And hide that report.
A trepanation scar. This is the body of Hetep, the granary inspector. It looked a lot stronger.
Tifet, I don't know how to tell you. You must be brave.
Say what you have to say quickly. I've had a really tough night.
Jehudi has passed away. I don't think he suffered.
Oh no! Jehudi!
I'm so sorry for you. Did he die of the disease you spoke to me about?
Yes, there's no doubt of it.
There's something else that's very disturbing. A dozen people died overnight. People are muttering about a prophecy.
And to think that I had the impression no one believed me.
If I had one piece of advice to give you, it would be to get out of this town. Quick! Flee!
I'm going to stay, and I'm going to save the city.
What do you stand to gain?
Nothing. You know, Nubian, in our country, every individual has his place. And every individual does his duty in his place. That's how the world is made, and that's how it is ordered. I know that my place is here, and my duty is to save the city.
That's all a mystery to me, but I'll help you anyway. I left the leaves you want in a bag downstairs. Don't ask questions, especially not where they came from.
You've nothing to fear from me. The governor thinks I'm dead, and that's fine. I'm not running to his place to denounce you.
There's someone waiting for you downstairs. I'll attend to your father.
Thank you, Nubian.
Tifet, I'm sorry about Jehudi. Maybe he wasn't a good doctor, but everybody loved him.
Thank you. I know he liked you too. What can I do for you?
Over there is me. That's, well, I like her a lot, and I think that she ate some wheat, like my parents did. Can you cure her?
I am Tifit. Do you want something?
My name is Me. I think I'm sick.
Me, tell me, have you eaten any bread?
Yes, every day.
No one told you that you mustn't? It's made with wheat that isn't healthy.
No, nobody said anything.
You've got the same disease as Jehuti. But there's nothing to worry about. Now I know the remedy. I'll treat you right away. You're going to be the first person in all of Heliopolis to be treated. The papyrus is very clear. I need exactly 4 doses of beer and not one more. I'm sure I'll get precisely what I want by pouring the beer carefully into these 3 jugs. Here, drink this.
If the remedy works, you should give it to the Great Seer.
Well, you seem to be feeling much better.
Much better? I think I'm really all better.
That means the treatment works. Very good, but don't wiggle about too much. I'm going to the temple to tell the Great Seer that the treatment is ready.
Me is much better, thanks to you.
It's like a parade.
Great Seer, I have fulfilled my mission. The cure is ready. Here it is.
I never doubted that you would manage, Tifet. I am going to give this remedy to the doctors of Heliopolis. and they will begin mass production of it. And I've just received a shipment of healthy wheat, so we don't risk famine. But you seem awfully sad for someone who's just saved an entire city.
Jehuti is dead, Great Seer.
Jehuti has undertaken his long journey to the west. He is on his way to a life that will last as long as the world does, Tifet. You can be proud of yourself. You can now think of carrying on with your own life.
Great Seer, Jehuti is dead.
Jehuti?
What are you going to do about the governor?
Nothing.
What do you mean, nothing? He drugged me, kidnapped me, and held me hostage. He's under the influence of a Theban who's clearly got something in mind for your temple. And you're not going to do anything?
A Theban, you say? I thought so.
The governor didn't read the report that warned the city about the rotten wheat, and now he's trying to cover up his negligence. He placed the city in great danger.
You know the rules of justice in this country as well as I do. Without evidence, a judge can do nothing, nor can I, for that matter.
If you had hard proof in front of you, would you do something then?
With proof, the righteous man is acquitted, and the guilty one punished.
I am going to find evidence of the governor's negligence. I must, to obey Mahat and in memory of Jehuti. I have to get into the governor's chambers. I have to bring back proof of his negligence. Hetep's report is just what I need.
You should wait for nightfall. And I advise you to figure out a way to put the governor's geese to sleep.
How do you know the governor has geese guarding his house?
Once in a while, I have an urge for a snack, and grilled goose hits the spot.
Nubians are really fearless, aren't they?
True. In fact, things in general go better when Nubians are around. Haven't you noticed?
This is what I need. Thanks to Hetep's report, I'm going to get both the governor and the Theban convicted. Now I can take the key. You told me that if I brought you evidence of the governor's guilt, you'd have him sentenced.
To start with, I'll open a judicial investigation. The gods trust me, and I trust them. If they want to see the governor convicted, they'll arrange for it to occur.
I have Hetep's report, and I'm prepared to testify that I took it from the governor's bedroom.
You sneaked into the governor's home and stole the report?
Yes, that's what I did. His negligence could not remain unpunished.
I've seen some odd things in my life. Some unknown young girl has one of the most powerful men in the country convicted?
The gods must have willed it.
You may not know it yet, Tifet, but you are a brilliant priestess. I predict a glowing future for you.
I don't know, Great Seer. I just did what my heart dictated.
I thank you, Tifet, and so does every one of the priests and scribes of this Temple of Re. You have done a lot for us.
Thus ends my story. The negligent governor was banished from the city, and the Temple of Re escaped the control of the Theban priests. This legal judgment was very important for me, and for Jehuti's memory. But the most important thing was saving all those sick people. I was sad because I missed Jehuti. I shall keep my father's name alive, and I shall continue his work. As for the Nubian, we've got time for that, haven't we? And after all, I'm not really sure it's any of your business. In the dual country, we know that life holds many surprises for us. I was going to see Jehuti again soon, but That's another story.